I've been living with ghosts. Everywhere that I go, wanting me to come. I've been living with ghosts. Got me here by the throat, wanting me to come.
Hello there guys, this is Alex here, bringing you part 2 of What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball universe. Before I continue, I do want to make a little announcement in regards to the series, that it is going to go a little bit more quickly over the events of Dragon Ball, and we might expand a little bit on Dragon Ball Z. So do keep that in mind. So if you were expecting us to tell the whole retelling of the whole story, you just rewatch the anime, to be honest, or just read the manga. I'm just gonna gloss over some of the events. I'd already discussed it. It's a lot better since, oh my god, how many arcs? So in this case, yeah, do apologize if you were expecting a little bit more, but in this case, we don't have time. If you guys want me to go into him going back to the MHA world, which I am gonna fucking have to do, and get through these events, at least briefly explaining or just, what's summarizing what happened with, Izuku being there. And without a further ado, let's begin. Last time on What If Deku Went to the DB universe, Izuku seemingly struck by lightning. He was transported into the middle of nowhere. On Mount Paozu, he met a young boy named Goku, and soon after a young girl named Bulma. Only then Izuku realized he wasn't anywhere in Japan, or rather, he was in a different world. Bulma reassures little Izuku that they would find the Dragon Balls and wish him back to where he belongs, thus starting the big adventure. Later that day, the trio traveling by motorcycle, with little Izuku in front and Goku on the back, talking and heading towards the next Dragon Ball's location. Bulma stops in the middle of nowhere and sets up camp. Goku, hearing that, he would step back a bit, being afraid of Bulma's capsules. But after she threw the capsule, a house appeared, surprising little Izuku, within asking how it is possible. Bulma was very proud when she said that her father made the tech, and explaining Izuku's mind was blown. When they were about to enter, Goku got into a battle position, claiming that he would save them from that monster. But Izuku just chuckles on how strange Goku was, while Bulma gets the TV remote, and when Goku was close to the TV, she turned on, shocking Goku, as he was worried about the guy being stuck and trying to break the glass with terrible music so he could escape. Izuku was laughing his socks off. They had their fun teasing Goku, and Bulma being startled when Goku switched channels from a romantic scene to a monster breathing fire. Little Izuku was having the time of his life. Then Bulma points out the stench in the air. Izuku and Goku were confused. They didn't smell anything. Then she asked Izuku when was the last time he had a bath, which was barely a day. But Goku didn't know what a bath was, shocking the two of them. Bulma washes Goku as per usual, which she will be still shocked about, fighting about his tail, with Goku giving her his explanation, still not convinced. But Izuku chimes in, claiming that it's probably his quirk. And after hearing Izuku's brief explanation about quirks, which made more sense to her, and revelation surprises and intrigues her, and would say, "Wow, I'm the daughter of the top scientist and I'm just finding out about that? What is your quirk, Izuku?" Izuku looks down as he would start to sadden up and tear up, saying, "I don't have one. I'm quirkless. And Kachan always bullies me for being weak." Before Izuku could start crying, Bulma hugs Izuku. As Bulma would say, "Don't cry. We'll get you home, and if you want, you can ask the dragon to also give you a quirk or something." As Izuku's eyes lit up like stars, and saying, "Really? Really? Do you really think so?" As Goku would say, "What? Izuku, what about training? I told you I can make you strong by training." Izuku saying, "But I..." As Bulma would say, "Enough, Goku. Why don't you do something while me and Izuku are going to have a relaxing bath?" Goku simply agrees, and just lays on the bed, not doing nothing, while Bulma and Izuku take a bath. After they got out, Bulma was drying Izuku's hair. Then Goku started to bother Bulma, telling her that he was hungry, which, on that comment, Izuku's stomach growled. Once the tale was settled, they started to eat, but Goku deemed the food tasteless and went to look for something outside, only to return after a while with a centipede, calling it an appetizer and revealing a dead wolf as the main dish, weirding out the two. And when it came time to sleep, Goku slept on the floor, while Izuku slept on the bed with Bulma. As Goku would say, why can't Zuko sleep on the bed and I can't? As Bulma would say, a guy that eats centipedes and wolves shouldn't mind sleeping on the floor. And besides, Izuku's little and delicate compared to you. As Izuku gets pouty and says, I'm not delicate, I'm tough. Bulma teasing Izuku, of course you are. With you being tough makes you adorably cute. As Izuku starts to pout again, I'm saying, I'm not cute, I said I'm tough. As Bulma teasing Izuku once again would say, whatever you say, tough guy, but now it's time for bed. Goku would say, Bulma, but I'm the tough one. As Bulma face palms and says, Goku, go to sleep. After some more bickering, Izuku fell asleep almost instantly. Goku did the same, and Bulma was looking at Izuku while he was sleeping, as Bulma, thinking to herself, would say, oh, poor kid. I can't even imagine what he went through, or his mother for the matter, but I have to make sure that he's smart before he goes back home. The morning comes. Goku, being the early bird, wakes up before the rest, so he does some morning workout instead of doing the shtick with Bulma. After a while, Bulma also wakes up, only to see Izuku clinging to her as he was calling for his mother in his sleep. That was pulling on Bulma's heartstrings, and now she made it her personal mission to make sure to guide him, and make sure that he won't turn out like Goku. She gently woke him up and made some breakfast, but they heard Goku shout out in shock. Bulma rushed to see what was going on, and they saw a sea turtle in the mountain asking for seawater. Bulma gives the turtle some salted water, and the turtle asks for directions to the sea. The turtle, disappointed, claiming it would take at least 20 years to reach the sea from there. Goku would offer his help by carrying him there. Bulma rejects the idea, but Izuku would ask her if they could, giving her the puppy eyes and saying that it's a job of a hero to help those in need. She gives up and go on this little detour. On the way to the sea, Goku defeats the giant bear-looking thing, and after a while they reach the sea. The turtle was very grateful, and it told them to wait on the shore while it would get a friend of his to reward them. Goku and Izuku played on the beach, Goku tasting the seawater and realizing it was salty for the first time. Izuku making a sandcastle, amazing Goku in the process, and impressing Bulma. Sometime afterwards, the turtle returned with someone on its back. Once the turtle got back, the man introduces himself as Master Roshi, the turtle hermit. He thanked the boys and wanted to give them a magic carpet for their deed, but realizes that it was at the cleaners. His remaining option was a nimbus cloud, which he summoned and told them that if they were able to stand on it, they could have it. Roshi tries first to show them how it's done, but unfortunately he drops right through it. Then Goku tried and he was successful and took it for a spin. Izuku got excited and wanted to try next. Once he jumped on, he too managed to stand on it and took it for a spin, but it was too fast for Izuku to handle. Once he returned to Bulma, she noticed the necklace that Roshi was wearing, for it was one of the Dragon Balls, the 3-star ball. She asked if she could have that as well. Roshi wasn't too keen on doing so, until Izuku said that with the Dragon Balls, they could summon the dragon, and doing so, they could get one wish, which Izuku specifies that he wants to go home, and they would use that wish to send him back home. Goku has no care in the world, so he just plays and enjoys himself on the Nimbus Cloud. And they explain that Izuku comes from a different world or a time period, and he found himself there after he was struck by lightning. Roshi would ask Bulma his request, as in the show, but Izuku tells him that the request is indecent, and stepping in front of Bulma into a wobbly fighting stance, ready to defend her. Bulma just can't help herself but to tease Izuku, calling him adorably and cute, with him pouting saying that he's tough. Roshi just laughs at the boys' effort and gives them the Dragon Ball, claiming that it was just a test, although we know it's not true. And Roshi sends them off, hoping that they could grant the wish and send Izuku back home. The gang, with Goku, Izuku, and Bulma, went back to the camp and got ready for the adventure. Bulma can't ride the cloud, so Goku and Izuku would ride the cloud while Bulma would follow them. After a while, they end up in a small village, but it was deserted. Goku went to open a door, but he was hit in the head by an axe. Luckily, the axe broke, leaving a bump on Goku's head. After hearing the story from the villagers of a terrifying nightmare known as Oolong, and him kidnapping the girls of the village, Bulma asked them if they've seen a Dragon Ball and showing it off. Then an old lady reveals that she has one, but she's not willing to part with it. As Bulma would say, if we manage to get rid of Oolong and retrieving the missing girls, then will you give us the Dragon Ball? The old lady accepted. She would give them whatever they wanted as long as her granddaughter was safe and sound. Since Izuku's scrawny and pretty much resembles a girl, he would be the bait by wearing some girl clothes provided by Pakwatha, Oolong's next target. Izuku received some comments which he didn't like, and Goku questions Izuku if he really is a boy, because he can't tell, making Izuku feel embarrassed. After Goku would follow them and take Oolong out, thus saving the girls and Izuku. But it takes a big turn when Goku just knocks out Oolong cold for getting too creepy and making the cross-dressed Izuku cry, surprising the villagers completely. Once Oolong woke up surrounded by angry villagers, but also a pissed-off Bulma, which she gave Oolong the earful for making Izuku cry. But after that, they were led to Oolong's palace, where the girls were enjoying themselves, confusing the girls' parents. The gang retrieved the Dragon Ball from the old lady, and they were off to Fire Mountain. On their way to Fire Mountain, they had to cross a desert, which they encountered Yamcha, with everything playing out as in the anime, with the addition of Izuku. Once they reached Fire Mountain, followed by Yamcha, they meet the Ox King that was about to kill them. Goku tried to fend off the Ox King, but he was too strong for Goku. Then something unexpected happened. The Ox King recognizes the Nimbus Cloud that Goku used to fly around, the Ox King, and the Power Pole that belonged to the Ox King's friend Gohan, which the Ox King asked Goku about Gohan's whereabouts. But Goku just saying that he died a long time ago. The Ox King was saddened by the news, and asks Goku to find his daughter Chi-Chi, and asks Master Roshi if they could power the Banjo fan. After a while, Goku returns with Chi-Chi, and giving the news to the Ox King that Master Roshi is coming to put out the Fire Mountain himself. Then Roshi scolded the Ox King for being greedy. So Roshi does his shtick. He climbed on top of a wall, and he buffed up. Izuku saw that, and he commented that he looked like All Might. Roshi brought his hands back and started to make his signature move, the kamehameha wave, which emitted a blinding light. After it was over, the flames from Fire Mountain were extinguished, but not only that, the entire mountain was gone, surprising everybody. While Bulma was looking for the Dragon Ball within the rubble of the mountain, Goku asked Master Roshi if he could teach him the Kamehameha wave, but tells him that it will take him 50 years to master. But Goku tries to copy what Roshi did, making a Kamehameha wave of his own, damaging the car they used to get there. Izuku felt left out, so he tries as well. But unlike Goku, Izuku tried and tried, but nothing. He tried and tried again until a puff came out instead of the Kamehameha wave. But unlike Goku, Izuku was exhausted. Roshi was surprised two boys saw the technique once, and he managed to do it in a single day. He saw promise in the two boys, and he offered to train them. Then realizing that Goku was Gohan's grandson, and being sad that one of Roshi's students was dead. After Bulma arrives with the 6th Dragon Ball, she was angry about Goku destroying their car, but the Ox King offers one of his, and the gang, Goku, Izuku, Oolong, and Bulma, go for their last Dragon Ball so they could wish for Izuku to return home. The rest plays out as in the anime, with the exception that Izuku is there, arriving at Pilaf's castle, Pilaf gang stealing the balls, and leading Izuku and the gang, Goku, Izuku, Bulma, Oolong, Yamcha, and Puar, to be captured. Also, Pilaf's gang stealing Goku's 4-star Dragon Ball. A while later, they woke up from the effects of the sleeping gas, which was used so Pilaf's gang could get the remaining Dragon Ball. Izuku started to tear up. The others woke up one by one. Goku starts to shoot and spam the Kamehameha waves, managed to make a small hole through the thick wall, and seeing what was going on. The sky turned pitch black, and the spot where the thieves were, their Dragon Balls emitted a bright light, illuminating the area, until a flash of lightning came out from the balls and into the sky, only to reveal the Eternal Dragon, demanding the summoner to make a wish. Oolong packed tails and ran, turning into a small animal able to go through the hole, followed by Poir, stopping Oolong in his tracks, telling him that he's being cowardly and they should stop Pilaf from getting his wish of world domination. Oolong was conflicted and having mixed feelings, but he ran towards Pilaf that was making a wish. As Shenlong would say, "Speak your wish." Pilaf, visibly nervous, would say, "Well, let's see. I wish for the world," as Oolong would butt in, saying, "The world's most comfortable pair of underwear." The Eternal Dragon complied with Oolong's wish. As the dragon left, the Dragon Balls flew into the sky, scattering across the world, leaving Pilaf very angry. The rest managed to escape, but they were recaptured soon after, and they were placed in a cell that had iron walls and a thick glass ceiling. Pilaf explains that they would be turned to death once the sun goes up, making their cell an oven. As Pilaf went to sleep, Izuku would be crying that not only he wouldn't be able to go home, but he would also die young. Bulma hugs little Izuku, comforting him. Poir, on the other hand, was at the ceiling admiring the full moon. As Goku would say, "Did you know a big monster comes out where there's a full moon?" Bulma would say, "Don't be ridiculous, Goku." As Goku would say, "But I'm telling the truth. That thing stomped my grandpa Gohan to death." The gang, hearing that, they were getting a little nervous, until Goku told them that Gohan told Goku to never look at a full moon. At that point, they were terrified, and didn't know if they should test their theories. But unfortunately, Oolong and Poir telling Goku not to look at the full moon, Goku ended up looking at it, and after he looked at the full moon, he was completely fine. He even reassures the rest that nothing happened. The gang had a sigh of relief, but Goku's body and tail started to twitch, making Goku's eyes go red, and Goku's body was becoming bigger, ripping through his clothes and breaking their oven-like cell, which, luckily, the gang managed to escape, and getting to a safer distance. Was once the innocent boy Goku was nothing more than a giant ape-like creature that was demolishing Pilaf's castle as if it was made out of sand, leaving the gang worried if he would ever return back to the carefree boy he used to be. After a while, Great Ape Goku destroying Pilaf's castle, making him and his gang of two running for the hills. The ape fixated on his own friends, but luckily Yamcha proposes to cut Goku's tail off, which they do, thanks to our turning into a pair of giant scissors, cutting Goku's tail, and turning him back to his original state, sadly without clothes. Once Goku woke up, he was confused and he wondered where his clothes ran off to. And after Oolong gives his pants to Goku, Goku had difficulty standing. Yamcha points out the obvious, which Goku still didn't understand, but Izuku points out to Goku saying that he doesn't have a tail anymore. Goku, visibly surprised, would say, "No way, my tail, it's gone. My tail is gone, you guys. I'm sure it was there last night. It disappeared, I don't know. Maybe I should wait for it to come back." Everyone just facepalmed on the last sentence Goku said. Then Goku asked about his power pole, which Yamcha told him it might still be in the rubble, where the castle was, and Goku ran towards the rubble, falling on his face every few steps. Izuku says, "But I have the power pole right here." The rest just facepalms once again. After a while, Goku returns to the group empty-handed, but he was happy since it was in Izuku's hand. Then the group wonders on what to do. Goku said that he'll go to Master Roshi's place to train. Bulma and the rest were going to West City. Once they asked Izuku what he wanted to do, Izuku would say, "I'm not sure. Can we go find the Dragon Balls again?" As Bulma would say, "Sorry to break it to you, little Izuku, but the Dragon Balls won't be able to do much until a year passes. Right now, they're just round and smooth stones. It will take at least 1 year for them to actually recharge." Izuku saying, "What? So it would take me," as Izuku counting his fingers, "another 3 years to go back with the quirk?" As Bulma would say, I guess so. But if you want, you can come with me at my place. You'll be able to go to school and do a lot of stuff. As Goku would say, hey Zuko, why don't you come with me to Master Roshi's place? So in the meantime, you can train and get strong as well. As Zuko would say, I guess I'll go with Goku then. Sorry, Bulma. Maybe next time. As Bulma would say, don't worry, Zuko. You can come whenever you want. My doors are always open for you. And Goku, of course. But we will come with you because I need to tell Roshi something important. So, what is this important thing that Bulma has to say to Master Roshi? And what will Izuku do? Will he stay there for the next 3 years? Find out on the next part of What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball Universe. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and in this case, yeah, I do apologize if we're going through the events a little bit too quickly. It's just that if I were to focus on them too much, this story would never advance. Let's be for real here, guys. But anyhow, I hope you have a good day or a good night. Peace.